I said it once, I'll say it again. Big money in politics, it takes away our political power. So while we can't do anything legislatively or even by ballot initiative to influence the US Supreme Court, we can implement a common sense solution right here in Michigan. And it will help ensure that our state legislators aren't controlled by corporate influence. Like I said, the state of Michigan awards contracts for services. And as we just saw, some of these same vendors spend heavily on candidates on both sides of the aisle so they can use their deep pockets to influence policy outcomes. And we can stop this. So let's talk about what we can do. We can ban regulated utilities from contributing to the candidates or office holders responsible for regulating them. And I'll be specific. Any electric or gas utility, any principal of an electric or gas utility, or any entity that is affiliated with an electric or gas utility shall not make a contribution directly or indirectly to candidates or office holders responsible for the regulation. And you can see here we've got the governor, legislators, AG, and state or local party committees. I'm going to explain why. I think the state or local party committees is obvious. We want to just block them generally from giving to parties. Governor, if you didn't know, we have a thing called the Michigan Public Service Commission that regulates utilities. The governor is responsible for appointing folks to the MPSC. So we want to make sure the regulated monopoly utilities cannot pay off the governor. Same with the legislator. The legislature writes the laws that regulate the utilities. And the AG is responsible for investigating and prosecuting any wrongdoing. So for those reasons, we would like to ban regulated monopoly utilities from contributing to those candidates or office holders. Next, like we said, it's not just the utilities. So we want to ban corporations that have a contract with the state from contributing to candidates for state office, political parties, or candidates or contractors affiliated with 501c4 nonprofits. These contributions will be banned for a period of 18 months before and after the contract. This includes employees, directors, staff members, contractors, and the spouses and parents of the same people. And again, this includes a state government contractor, the principal of a state government contractor, and entities affiliated with the state government contractor. They'd be banned from making contributions not only to candidates and parties, but also committees that make contributions to candidates and parties. We are being thorough. We are getting rid of all of the loopholes here. And this is a tested mechanism. 15 states, including Connecticut, Hawaii, Georgia, and even the Securities Exchange Commission, have passed similar prohibitions on political spending. And here's the thing. They've already been upheld in court. This legislation is strong. And ours is even stronger. Our law would combine the best aspects of multiple laws to create the strongest law in the entire country. And one last thing, as a bonus, to prevent the money that we're blocking from corporate contractors and regulated monopoly utilities from simply being diverted into a different type of campaign spending, we're also going to close the biggest dark money loophole in Michigan. In this state, we currently don't regulate this kind of electioneering at all, the issue advocacy ad. So you've all seen political ads like this where a candidate is referenced either by image or by name, and then alongside of that, their position on an issue is also implied or made explicit. And these ads are a really effective campaign tool, but Michigan doesn't have any rules regulating disclosure, so millions of dollars flow into the state in every campaign cycle without having to disclose who is donating that. So we need to first add the definition of electioneering in state law and then require donor disclosure from anyone spending more than $5,000 on these ads that refer to a candidate within 100 days of a general election or 30 days of a primary to file campaign statements and disclose who is paying for the ads. Also, we did try to pass this through the legislature. So in 2023, we had the Taking Back Our Power Coalition. And we created a bill, we created a pledge. We got about 26 legislators to sign on the pledge, and a few more helped co-sponsor legislation. But ultimately, the bills were sent to the Government Ops Committee to die a lonely death. Yeah, that's where bills go to die, government ops. And we had House bills 5520, 5521, 5975, and 5976. Those bills actually received no movement whatsoever. We introduced more in April of 2025. They were bipartisan. We had a Republican co-sponsor with Democrats. Those were House bills 4381, 4382, 4383, 4384, and they all received no movement again. So we learned, we tried to do it the legislative way. We tried to give them the chance to stand with the people, not the corporations. And we were able to see who actually stands with us and who maybe we need to find someone, a real champion of our issues to run against them because they don't stand with us. They chose. We asked them many, many times, and they chose to stand with corporations. So we tried the legislative route, we failed. Well, there are other ways to make change. We are going to do a citizen-led ballot initiative. To do this, we need to collect 356,958 valid signatures to put a citizen-initiated statute on the 2026 ballot. So I'm talking about this now in 2025, but we wouldn't be voting on this until 2026. And to get over 350,000 valid signatures, we're probably going to try to get about 500,000 signatures. So here's the thing. We can't do this without you. We need you to make this possible. We got to circulate petitions. We need to get signatures. But we also need people who can just coordinate volunteers, bring in more volunteers, lead a team. We need people to do data entry and a bunch of other stuff. And right now we're trying to get 200 volunteers fully trained by Labor Day. Think of what we could build with this. According to our polling, 81% of people in Michigan support this. That's across race, that's across party lines, that's across age, and all other demographics. 81% of people. 81% of people. You'd have to ask about ice cream to get poll numbers that high. This is so popular, and we can get so many people on board if we just ask them. And if we get all these people on board, we're not only going to get this on the ballot, we're not only going to win this, but we are going to do so much more. With money out of politics, without the health insurance companies influencing our elections, without DTE and Consumers Energy and UPCO and the UP influencing our elections, think of what legislation we could pass. And with 81% of people in Michigan, or even half that, or a quarter of that, with us, think of the change we can make. There are a ton of elections happening in 2026, some really, really big ones. If we can build a big enough team, we can have a real influence. If you're upset about the current government, do something about it. Take responsibility for your government and your country and do something. We need you, and we can do this. So here we've got on the left the petition circulator training. You can go to bit.ly/petition train, capitals do matter, I believe. Takes 10 to 15 minutes to do the virtual training. Then, once you've done this current orientation and MMOP policy training that I just gave you, you've done the petition circulator training, I want you to scan that QR code and sign up to volunteer. And you can take on a huge role. You could also just get a petition and get signatures from 5 family members or friends. Every little bit helps. And lastly, in addition to Michigan United Action, we do have a Michiganders for Money Out of Politics social media page and website where you can donate to us. Like I said, we are part of this coalition. A lot of folks in the coalition are having voters not politicians take care of all their volunteers. But just because of the operation that we have, we wanted to hang on to our own volunteers, make sure they're, part of Michigan United Action and our political home. So we're just using slightly different links for a few of the things, but we are all working together in collaboration and coordination for this campaign. If you have any questions at all, you can make a note where you can sign up to volunteer. You can also just email TBOP, TBOP, stands for Taking Back Our Power, TBOP at miunited.org. And also on our website, there's a bunch of information. So if you have any questions at all, please read through there. You can read all of the petition language. We have frequently asked questions. One question a lot of folks ask is, how the heck can we get away with this? Citizens United still exists. How is this legal? I already told you it's been upheld in court. Similar legislation exists. We're not making this up out of nowhere. But I will tell you this. We are not stopping any corporation from paying off politicians or legalize bribery, or what's the professional way to say it? Contributing political spending. We're not stopping them from that. They can do that. They just have to get rid of their contract. That's all it is. If they want the contract, they don't get to pay them off because that's what we call pay to play laws. It's like the appearance of quid pro quo is what makes this different. And if they want to have that contract, they don't get to pay off politicians. They want to contribute that political spending, they get rid of the contract. So if you have questions, big or small, don't feel like they're stupid. This is a whole big thing. And yeah, we can help you. We can practice one-on-one with you. You can join our group. We've got a committee of volunteers all across the state that meets together. We hang out in person. We do virtual events. So come join us. You can do a ton. You can just get a little sheet and do a little bit, and that's okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I really believe in this.